There is no reason you should be 15 looking down at me. Bronny took the boy to school. Bronny took that boy to school, golly. What we've seen from Bronny is that he just kept working, getting better at his game, and proving the people wrong as far as them saying that the Lakers wasted a pick on him because he's playing better than the people that were picked before him. I want you guys to clip this, pack it up, wrap it in a package, tie it in a bow. Bryce James is going to be a superstar. I'm telling you that right now. Last year's 55th pick is overseas right now, and we're tearing down Bronny when he may be a starter in the next couple years. Well, what are we talking about? If you know me, you know who I am. If you don't know me, I am a React content creator. I like to react to content that's everything from YouTube, TikTok, nonsense to basketball. So everything that's basketball related. So if you like basketball insight on the modern NBA, I got you. And if you like brain rot, I'm the guy for you. So with that being said, today we're going to be reacting to AM Hoops video. Bronny James is doing the impossible. We're wrapping up to the playoffs, dog. So I'm definitely going to be talking more about the teams as far as getting into the playoffs, my predictions, and give you guys my playoff bracket as soon as we get close enough to it. But for now, I want to speak on as far as like the Lakers and the Bulls, because I'm going to be honest with you, that was fun. That was fun to watch. That was fun to watch. Man, I wish I had some money. You know what's so frustrating about this game? I was going to go to this game. I was. But it was like $150. And then obviously you add ticket fees. And then you add the fact that I got to bring my wife. Can't go alone. So it would have been like $400. I don't have $400 to be going on a game on a Thursday. Right? So, was this Thursday or was this Friday? This was Thursday. This was Thursday. Yeah, I ain't got $400, dog, to be going to see a Bulls game. I really wanted to go. I wish I would have went, but it's one of those things, even in like, as an adult, you get older, that even though a part of me would have been like, fuck, I wish I would have just spent the money, it's like, I'm happy I didn't, though, because $400 is not something to scoff at. I ain't got money like that. I can't just be throwing it to see a game. I'm hoping one day, this platform takes me to the point where I can just go to these games in person, because damn. That arena was lit. I'm sorry. Like I said, if you guys know me, I'm a Bulls fan first, okay? I'm taking this win all day, every day. If the Bulls were championship contenders, as much as I got Bron on my wall, I also got D Rose right next to him. So I'm sorry. I'm taking the Bulls, okay? If we were contenders, as much as I love Bron, sorry, man. We're going to have to add another loss to that finals record. Sorry. But we're not contenders, so this win was something nice to get. I think it could be beneficial to both teams. I see that people are talking about the Lakers as far as them not even being like championship contenders anymore because of this loss. That's kind of crazy in my opinion, because here's the way I look at it, right? Luka was not efficient. I'm not saying Bron was either. 8 of 20 for Bron and 8 of 22 for Luka. These guys were not efficient, and there were some terrible miscues at the end of the game. All right? LeBron had a late turnover that was bad, and he committed way too much on Vucevic. And then, obviously, that led to the 3 by Kobe. And then another miscue as far as, like, who was up on Giddey. Reeves was pushed out. Bron was late, and obviously Giddey hits a half-court shot. But one thing is, like, listen, that was a bad game. It was, because the Lakers should have won. They were up 5 with like 30 seconds left. They should have won that game. Right? That was a miscue. And I watched the game. I watched it, and it was fun. It was fun as a Bulls fan. But if you guys are sitting here and telling me like the Lakers are no longer contenders, it's a terrible loss. It is a bad loss. But we also got to look at the fact that the Bulls had to score 44. So if anybody's telling you like LeBron's the reason they lost the game, I don't look at it that way. It was nip and tuck. If it was nip and tuck the entire game, then I'd think differently. But when they're shooting double-digit threes in the fourth quarter, you have a team shooting 44 points in the fourth quarter, and they still only win by 2 with a half-court buzzer beater. Okay, at some point, you got to be like, listen, that was a bad game. That was a bad game. And there was some miscues at the end of that game. But god damn. Like, what the hell can you do about that? Like, god damn. Like, Jesus Christ, a half-court buzzer beater, and just to win by 2! Come on now, guys. Come on. Let's relax. Alright, so as far as, like, if you're a Bulls fan, hell yeah, we taking this win to the bank, baby. I don't know what to tell you. Josh Giddey and Kobe White playing like Scotty and fucking Jordan. What we talking about? We gotta give them the GOAT sign as well. I'm sorry. Like, goddamn. But as far as, like, being way too judgmental on the Lakers, I think that's kind of crazy. I think that's a little crazy. But we'll see what happens, you know? They play the Grizzlies tonight. I'm going to see what they do against the Grizzlies. I'm going to see what happens. One thing I don't like, JJ testing his lineups. I'm sorry. Why the fuck did you have... He ran the lineup of LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic. You got 3 playmakers right there. And then you had Gabe Vincent. I get that the Bulls are young, they run. But fuck that. No, it was just... I didn't understand that. I truly didn't understand that. That kind of blew my mind. But nonetheless, right? We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what the Lakers do against the Grizzlies. Who do the Bulls face today? Who do we face? We face Dallas. That's interesting. Seems like Dallas actually wants to get into the play-in. I know that AD played. And I told you guys to put money on Dallas, by the way. If you watch my videos, I tell you guys who to bet on. As far as, like, games go, I was right. But... as far as, like, Dallas, I think they'll come up with the win tonight, only because I don't see how they stop AD, the Bulls. But we'll see what happens. I don't think Vucevic is stopping AD. Absolutely not. But it's going to be a fun game. It's definitely going to be a fun game to watch. So I'm definitely going to watch this game, and I'm definitely going to record this one. So I'll give you guys my thoughts tomorrow, because remember... basketball and drama videos drop tomorrow. I do 2 videos tomorrow. So I will talk about the Mavericks and Bulls game and give you guys my thoughts. And I'll talk about the Lakers and Grizzlies as well. By the way, the Pacers dropping 162 on the Wizards. That's disgusting. How the hell you going to drop like 110 points and still lose by 50? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Please. To the G League with you, because that is disgusting. But we got not many games to go off of. But before we start the video... let me give you guys my thoughts as far as, like, who I think you should bet on. So, I want to say up front, first and foremost, you take what I say with a grain of salt. Do not bet money, okay? I'm telling you, this is what I think. Please don't come into my DMs. Please don't come to my email. Please don't be hitting me up telling me go fuck yourself. I lost money. I'm not telling you to bet this money. I'm just telling you if I had money, what I would do. Okay? Don't gamble if you ain't got the money. I mean, I just told you guys I could have went to a Bulls game for $400. I could have paid the $400. I could have. But I ain't got $400 to just be thrown away like that. That's just being dumb with my money. Alright? I got a credit card. Okay? I got shit like that. I could go into debt to go see that game, and it would have been an amazing experience. But it's not worth going into debt for. So, nonetheless... let me give you guys my thoughts, and we'll go ahead and start this video by AM Hoops. So first and foremost, I'm going to, real quick, I need to see the games from yesterday. Okay. So here are my thoughts, right? I'm going to take the Magic on this one. Strictly because their last game was a loss. I like the Kings, but this is definitely nip and tuck. I see that the spread is definitely on the Kings. But I'm going with the Magic on this one. They're at home. They play good when they're at home. Even though they're 19 and 18. They still play decent. I think that their offensive firepower is probably not going to be enough as far as like the Kings go. But I do think that they're going to be enough in order to just hold them off to get the win tonight at home. The Nets and the Wizards. I know that many of you may be saying the Nets, but the Nets are coming off of a back-to-back. The Wizards just got blown the fuck out, and I'm assuming that they're probably going to want some get back. You know, the morale is either going to be destroyed or the morale is either going to be heightened. So if I was anybody, I'd probably say the Wizards, strictly because the Nets came off a back-to-back, and the Wizards just got blown the fuck out, so they probably just want their get back. The Heat and the 76ers. This is an easy one. The Heat, right now they're fighting to stay in the play-in, and the 76ers are not fighting for anything. They're not even fighting for a pick. So, Mavericks and Bulls. Like I told you guys, I think the Mavericks. The Bulls have been playing insane, especially the last few games. They've been on a streak. They've been like the number one offense, the number one defense as far as like the fourth quarter goes. And the Bulls have been playing very good basketball, but I just don't think they have enough to stop AD. I know that the Mavericks are definitely undermanned, but when you have someone like AD, sometimes you just need a big guy. He's not going to win you a series, but he can win you a game. And I think that the Bulls take the L tonight. I'm not betting. I never bet against the Bulls, by the way. So even if I had money to bet, I would not put this shit in. That's my rule. I don't bet against my team. Even if I feel like they could lose, I don't bet against my team. Lakers and Grizzlies. I feel like the Lakers beat the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have been good at home, but they just fired Taylor Jenkins for whatever fucking reason, which is a bit weird. I find that a bit weird that they fired Taylor Jenkins. It's like, okay. Dog, we're like a few weeks away from the playoffs. This makes absolutely no sense, but they did it, so it is what it is. I take the Lakers strictly because they just came off a bad loss. I think that they need to prove to people they ain't trash. And also, not just that, the Grizzlies are right there as far as seeding goes, and I think they want to take that away from them. So I think the Lakers win this one. Pacers and Thunder. The Pacers are on a high. They're feeling extremely confident. They think they could beat any team. They've been playing good basketball, and they just won by 162. But it's still the Thunder, and it seems like the Thunder really want to finish the season, right? They really want to finish that season winning 70 games. You can see it. They've been at 12 for a minute. They really want to win 70 games. And I can see them going for it. So I think the Thunder will win this game. And then the Celtics and the Spurs, I got the Celtics. Not much to explain there. Okay. So that's enough ball talk. I think we should get started, yeah? Let's get started on the content. So today, AM Hoops. Bronny James is doing the impossible. Let's get this shit rolling.
Bronny James almost never responds to his haters, but this time he couldn't hold back. I see everything people are saying, and people think like I'm a robot, like I don't have any feelings or emotions. But how could he not have haters? This kid's only in the league because of his dad. Bronny's numbers in college were 5 points a game, 3 boards and 2 assists. Only other guys drafted in history with those numbers are Czech Diallo and Robertas Yevtokas, who both had freakish physical tools. Bronny is 6'2" in shoes. But then, Bronny's stats in the G League this year, 21 points, 5 boards, and 5 assists, which is much better than every other level of basketball he's played. How is this possible?
I strictly said this is possible because I do feel like that cardiac arrest that he suffered had a bigger impact than we thought, right? Not only that, he was a McDonald's All-American. He did play good ball, and then once he got that cardiac arrest, it just seemed like he was struggling with something. Not only that, he's playing better than the picks that were picked before him and the picks that were picked after him. So the whole delusion of like they should have picked someone better. Who? Because he's playing better than them. But it is interesting to see Bronny play well, especially with all the criticism he's been receiving from everyone. So that's good on the kid.
Bronny is getting better at the highest level. Just scored double digits for the first time in the NBA, and not only did he have this full court pass to Markieff Morris just like his dad would do, but Bronny legit crossed up Giannis, who then grabs Bronny's shoulder and it wasn't called. So with no foul, we would have had a Bronny crossover on Giannis bucket. What? How is Bronny getting better as a pro than he ever was before? Well, Bronny has been in the spotlight forever. Like in 4th grade, dude was getting scholarship offers from colleges.
Okay, this is nasty work. I don't care how good you think the kid is. He's 10. I've seen some... Listen, I go to my gym. We have a couple basketball courts, and I also play basketball down at my park, right? I mean, I've been losing some pounds, if you haven't noticed. Not as chubby. Still need to work on it, because I'm still chubby. But I'm working on it. But nonetheless, I play basketball a lot. It helps me with weight loss, and it's fun. I see a lot of kids that are good at bowling, bro. I will see, funny enough, I told this story the other day. I was going to play basketball, right? And I was playing pickup ball. I was like, hey, you guys want to play? And they're like, yeah. And they came over to play. And he's like, bro, I think I can dunk. And fucking took it and went, yeah! Dunked it on the rim, right? Fucking walked up to me. Motherfucker has facial hair like mine. And I go, hey, how old are you? I just turned 16. What? Excuse me, bro. I say what as I look up at him, like, excuse me. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? These young kids, Jesus Christ. I don't know what's in the milk. 14, 15, 16-year-olds looking like they're 20, 21, and 22. Like, what the fuck? Got a fucking 15-year-old looking down at me going, come on, Unc. Come on, Uncle, see what you got. It's like, bro, your voice is as deep, as if not deeper than mine with your fucking facial hair. You're either lying about your age, or there's some weird-ass shit going on with this milk. There is no reason you should be 15 looking down at me. What is going on with the world? But, yeah, no, it's still nasty work at 10. 10 years old. You know they just wanted to get a LeBron James Jr. on their jerseys, sell shit, and that's kind of despicable as far as like school shit goes. I'm yapping a lot. I'll keep going. I'm just saying, as far as like the school shit goes, the scholarships go, that's kind of fucked because you know the schools were just doing that to bring in ticket sales, to bring people to their school, for money. It's money, and it's not because you like the kid. It's money, and that's fucked.
Which his dad did not like. It's pretty crazy. It should be a violation. You shouldn't be recruiting 10-year-old kids. Which is funny considering the crazy stuff LeBron would eventually say about his young kid. But Bronny landed at Sierra Canyon for high school, which was loaded with talent. Dwayne Wade's son Zaire, future NBA players Brandon Boston, Zaire Williams. So Bronny had to come off the bench. But in a nationally televised game against LeBron's alma mater, St. Vincent St. Mary, Bronny had a team-high 15 points with a steal and dagger bucket. Won game MVP in front of his parents and 13,000 fans. But it went downhill. Sierra Canyon was so loaded with talent, Bronny had to be a role player. He developed role player skills like on-ball defense, off-ball movement, and a high basketball IQ. Players like that are not supposed to go to big-time colleges. Oh, but if your name is LeBron Jr., I guess you can. Bronny was even the top NIL earner, making almost $6 million in his 1 year at USC. But then, he suffered cardiac arrest on the court at practice. Doctors said it was caused by a congenital heart defect, a terrible sign for his NBA dreams. Unless your name is LeBron Jr. Because despite his bad stats, Dad swooped in. Not only was Bronny drafted, he got a 4-year, $8 million contract on the franchise of his choosing. Because Rich Paul was threatening other NBA teams.
Saying, don't take him. If you take him, he's going to Australia.
Australia? So LeBron literally orchestrated every detail about his son's journey to the NBA. It's like the opposite of LeVar Ball, because both LeVar and LeBron said crazy stuff about their kids, but LaMelo and Lonzo earned their way to the NBA. Bronny did not. And we all had to hear BS like this.
Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
Oh my God. And that kind of stuff created the haters for Bronny, even if he didn't deserve it. This is pathetic, spoiled rich kids. I mean, people are like, oh, why are you so hard on Bronny? This was why. And then it was announced he wouldn't play in G League road games. What? And that was finally too far. I mean, even Brian Windhorst said, I don't know whose idea this was, but I think it's gone too far now, and I don't think it benefits Bronny. So for the first time, Bronny's people listened. He played on the road for the first time December 12th against the Suns G League, and everything changed. Bronny went off for 30 points in just 25 minutes, hit threes, took contact in the lane, amazing defense. Came back down to earth the next 2 games, but on a Christmas trip to Cleveland, scored 38 total points in front of his grandparents. This year, Bronny has had games of 31, 30, 28, 24 and 6 assists, 23 and 5 assists. JJ Redick subbed him in against the Nuggets. He had a quick 3 over Nikola Jokic, then 17 against Giannis. So how did this happen? How did Bronny change his game to a scoring point guard at the highest level? Well, this
I think we'll see. Hold on. Let me see what he says.
will give you a new respect for Bronny James. The first thing that stands out in G League film is his quickness and explosiveness. Bronny is under.
That's also the thing with Bronny that I've seen as well. Damn it, I should have said it because now it just sounds like I'm just ripping off the guy. One thing with Bronny is, especially if you see him ball, I saw a few games of him at USC. The skill package is there. The skills are there. The basketball IQ is there. I think Bronny's ceiling is somewhere between all-star and very good rotation player, right? Like a starter, but not superstar. How do I explain this to you guys? I can see Bronny's level being like a Drew Holiday. Does that make sense to you guys? He's not a superstar. I don't see that type of talent, but he's a very, very important piece to the team. Just like a Drew Holiday, right? Without Drew Holiday, I don't think the Celtics are able to win the championship, depending on who they face, of course. But with the Drew Holiday, Obviously, they do. And Drew Holiday is a very important piece, extremely important piece. But without a Jason Tatum, I don't even think they make it to the finals. You see what I'm saying? Without a Drew Holiday, they make it to the finals. They may not just win the finals. But without a Jason Tatum, they don't even make it to the finals. So they're superstar and all-star. Even though, funny enough, I don't think Drew was an all-star. It's just really important rotation role players, really important players to your team. And I think that Bronny has the potential to be that really important player, you know? Maybe he gets a couple all-stars. Maybe he gets a couple votes as far as, like, first-team defense. And he has a high ceiling where he can be an important piece to a championship caliber team. That's what I think Bronny can be. Now, Bryce, on the other hand, has superstar potential. I do feel that way. Bryce really does, okay? It's kind of dope that Bryce and Bronny have this type of potential where they can explode. And I know that Lonzo and LaMelo definitely earned their stripes, giving that to them. But I think that Bryce and Bronny's ceilings are higher because LaMelo doesn't seem to take the game seriously. If you watch him play in Charlotte, it blows my mind some of the plays he'd be doing on the court. And then Lonzo, it's no fault to his own. Injuries. So Bryce and Bronny's ceiling, I think, can be higher. That's just my opinion. I don't think LaMelo's winning a championship. Not that he doesn't have the skill set to do so. I just don't think he has the hunger to do it. And then I do see Bryce and Bronny wanting to win. They want to win. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens. But that's just my thoughts as far as, like, Bronny goes.
Size at 6'2", but he's got the bounce to play above the rim. This makes him a very effective lob and cutting threat in the half court. If the defense falls asleep for a second or has a miscommunication, Bronny will slice for an easy 2. Part 2 of his game is ball handling. Dude's got an underrated handle. I mean, he's not Kyrie or anything, but Bronny has the ball control to string together moves and slice through traffic. Watch him here lose the defense with a simple jab step and shot fake, then explode to open space and gather the ball with a one-hand flush. That is his handle, quickness, and explosiveness all in one play. Part 3 is simple moves. Because Bronny has a good first step, he can keep most of his dribble moves pretty simple. If he gets a head of steam going at the defense, he is tough to deal with in open space. I love this move here. Bronny can hesitate by skipping off that right foot, replant it, and push himself downhill. Now, this play obviously went viral for the facial dunk, but watch how Bronny first sets up the drive by refusing a screen with this crossover to a simple dribble and punch it in. And many of these skills translated to his NBA minutes. Now, I'm not saying he's a high...
I'm gonna be honest. That's a nasty-ass dunk. That shit is nasty. Bronny took the boy to school. Bronny took that boy to school. Golly, man.
High-level NBA creator yet. But again, if he has space to work with, he has for sure got the game to put it down and generate good offense. So the big question is, where was this in college? Well, his college limitations. From what we have seen so far, Bronny does best in pace and space, which college offenses generally do not have. Very little space at USC, and on top of that, defenses have the luxury of sitting in the paint without having to worry about defensive 3-second calls. So Bronny couldn't be in transition, limited off the ball with no space, defense crowds the paint, turned him into a standard spot-up shooter. But speaking of his shot, honestly, it's the weirdest part of his game. If you asked me if he's a good shooter like a month ago, I would have said no, he's terrible. 26% in college, 15% in summer league. But over the last few weeks, the shot's starting to fall. His percentages from deep now in the G League are over 36%. But the most important thing right now for Bronny is he's got really good shooting mechanics. I don't see a reason he can't shoot in the high 30s or low 40s from 3. And oh, by the way, my favorite part about his game against the Bucks had nothing to do with on the court. It was an answer he gave to the media. It was advice to his younger brother Bryce, but it actually explains how Bronny got through this crazy rookie year with all the critics, but still came out on top.
To just have that mindset of working, because there's, a lot of kids out there that, want to be in my spot or his spot, and you can't take that for granted. So, yeah, just keep working.
Yes, and that's...
I respect that because that's one thing we've seen from Bronny is that he just kept working, getting better at his game, and proving the people wrong as far as them saying that the Lakers wasted a pick on him because he's playing better than the people that were picked before him. So I think it's smart and I think it's good for him to actually get up there and be like, hey, just keep working, and talking to his younger brother in a sense, because like I told you guys, I think his younger brother he's a baller. He's a baller. I'm telling you right now, he's a baller. Go ahead, clip this. I want you guys to clip this, pack it up, wrap it in a package, tie it in a bow. Bryce James is going to be a superstar. I'm telling you that right now. But as far as like his attitude towards the game is like, yeah, fuck it. I know that they're gonna treat me a certain way. I understand they're gonna treat me a certain way because of the last name that I have on my back. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna work hard. All that's gonna matter to me is me working hard, getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what people think about me. Get better, get better, get better. And I respect him for that. I respect him a lot for that because he has gotten better. He's top 5 in scoring in the G League. He's playing great ball. He could fuck around and be the G League MVP, and he would have earned that. Like, it's interesting to see him play, and I think it's very good that Bronny is playing as well as he is and getting better day in and day out. And by next year, he might have some fat minutes on the Lakers. The year after that, he may be part of the fucking rotation night in and night out. Like, and then the year after that, he could be a starter. Like, if he's earning his stripes, all of that from a 55th pick when the top 5% of 55 picks, that is their fucking, that's where they are. That's where they end up, is on the bench. And I'm saying that Bronny can end up being a starter in the next couple of years when most 55 picks don't even see a lineup. Most of them, the last one is overseas right now. Last year's 55th pick is overseas right now, and we're tearing down Bronny when he may be a starter in the next couple years. What are we talking about? So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what Bronny can do. I think it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps this pace up, if he keeps getting better, if he keeps learning, and then he earns some minutes in the NBA, if he keeps getting better, keeps learning, and then he earns a starting position. I can see him being a starter in like 2 years. 2 years. Next year, I can see him like in and out of the lineup. The year, so I'll say like 3 years. Next year, I can see him in and out of the lineup. The second year, I can see him being a key piece off the bench. And then the third year, I can see him being a starter. So isn't that something? From 55th pick, G League to starter. And at that point, he would have earned his way. Because his dad's probably retiring next year. That's 1. And 2, he would have earned from G League to minutes to rotation player to starter. That would have been all earned by him. So we just need to keep that in perspective, especially when we want to hate on the kid.
That's exactly what Bronny did. He's not acting like a victim because of all the haters. He's combining humility with talent, which is a great recipe for success. So was LeBron right? And Bronny is better than like half the guys in the NBA. No, but
Bron never said that. Why do people keep saying? I don't know why this is. What is up with the verbiage of this? I don't understand why this keeps getting said. I'm going to pull it up just for you guys, okay? Because this is just annoying as hell. LeBron James, Bronny tweets. Like, bro. Come on now. Here we go. You guys can see it's all the same. A couple are different because obviously he tweeted about his son more than once. But as you can see, these are the same. So let's go ahead and click on it. What was said? Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit, lightweight, hilarious. First of all, it's a dad being a dad. Like, can we stop attacking Bronny because his dad wants to support his son? That is the most disgusting shit I've seen so far. So there's that. 1. And 2, he didn't say half. He never said half. Not once did he say half. He said he's playing better than some cats he's watching on League Pass today. He didn't even say like some NBA players in general. He's saying I'm watching League Pass. We don't even know which teams he's watching. Because if he's watching, come on, y'all. If he's watching the Washington Wizards play the 76ers, well, I guess the 76ers were not that. What was this, 23? Okay, I guess they weren't that bad. But the Wizards have always been bad. But let's say he's watching the Wizards play the Nets, okay? Let's say he's watching that. Or the Wizards even play, I'm trying to think of like the Jazz, okay? Let's say one of these teams, back in 23, we'll say Wizards and we'll say Nets, a League Pass game. We don't know what game he's watching. You guys are acting like he's watching. And first of all, League Pass doesn't have primetime games. So there's that. So anybody who wants to do the argument of like, we know that LeBron's watching a primetime game. I know he's not. No, he's not. Because League Pass doesn't have primetime games. You got to watch that shit on a TV app, YouTube, Hulu TV, whatever the case may be. Or you got to watch it through your local network, which ABC, NBC, whatever. So, League Pass only plays the games that most people are probably not even going to be watching in the first place. So, we could say that he's watching maybe the Wizards versus the Nets. Are we really going to sit here and act like some players, he's not even saying most or even half, some players on the Wizards and the Nets, Bronny is better than? Come on. The Wizards got blown out by 50 points and they scored 110. Like, let's relax now. Okay, this tweet annoys me because I get it. It can be annoying, especially when it's like, oh, he's better than some of these cats. I just don't feel that way. If you don't feel that way, that's fine. But why are you adding verbiage to something that he didn't say? Why are you adding shit? It makes me feel like you're being dishonest. Why are you doing that? First of all, why are you judging a father for sticking up for his son and being hyped for his son? And secondly, if you're going to do so, fine. That's your right as an American. Go on out. But why are you being dishonest? He never said half of the NBA. He never even said half of the players that he was watching on the TV. He said some of the players that he watched on League Pass that day, he felt that Bronny was better than them. That's it. So if we're going to criticize him, just be honest in your criticism. And if you read this tweet and you still feel like he's wrong, you want to be like, even if it was the Wizards and the Nets, I still think that Bronny is not better than them. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Say that then. But don't add shit to it because it makes it seem like you know this tweet's not even that bad. That's why you got to add shit to it to make it sound worse. You got to make it sound like not only did he say half when he said some, he's talking about half the NBA when he was talking about a couple teams he was watching on League Pass. So please, just be honest in your criticism. That's all. But let's finish this off.
But maybe his ceiling as an NBA role player isn't actually crazy. He developed those skills at Sierra Canyon, and he's not overwhelmed by the spotlight because he's been in it his entire life. But the hype was so big because of his dad, it created unrealistic expectations. But now, he is doing the impossible, and his rookie year was actually a success. But there's even more hype somehow around Cooper Flagg. Right now, he's playing for Duke in the NCAA tournament. But if he doesn't win, there's a chance that he skips the NBA draft and goes back to college. Now, that was a rumor a while back, and it seemed kind of flimsy, but lately, it's getting pretty serious.
Didn't he say he wanted to stay another year at Duke? I've been hearing some shit about that as far as like Cooper Flagg goes. But we'll see what happens. I don't like talking college ball too much because a lot of times, I mean, these picks come out, even like top 10 picks, and they turn around and they're not even like that good. You know, picks, when we're talking about picks in the NBA, I guess this is a Cooper Flagg / Bronny type conversation at the same time. When we're talking about picks in the NBA, dog, we gotta understand a lot of these players. I think I saw, I looked it up. It said like 45 to 50% of people who are drafted don't even stay in the NBA longer than 2 years. That's crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, when we're speaking on Bronny and giving him this much shit, we need to relax. But nonetheless, this was fun. I liked this. This was a good video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have anything you want me to react to or talk about, please let me know. Like I said, tomorrow is a double day. Where's my soundboard? God damn it. Double day. But yeah, tomorrow's a double day. I'm going to be uploading a basketball video. I'll be talking and breaking down the game as far as like the Bulls and the Mavericks to talk about what I think and what I saw. And I'll be talking about the Lakers and Grizzlies games to talk about what I see and what I saw, how I feel about those two games, how I feel about all four teams in general, and we will go from there. But until next time, friends, I love you. Thank you for joining my content. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys have a good one. Please stay safe. Enjoy yourself. Don't be weird. And peace out. Deuces.